What if you could break a pattern that's held you back your entire life? Not in 10 years, or even 10 weeks, but in the next 15 minutes. It sounds a bit far-fetched, doesn't it? But as a coach, the single biggest reason people walk through my door is for that exact reason. To shatter old habits, to break free from the person they used to be, and to finally step into a new, more powerful version of themselves. If you're a coach who wants to create that kind of rapid, lasting change for your clients, then you need to lean in and listen closely. For more than a decade, I've coached everyone from top-tier entrepreneurs to elite athletes. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. The simpler the framework, the faster the results. It feels wrong, I know. We're complicated beings, so surely the solution has to be complicated too. But it's not. When you really get down to it, when you observe what truly makes people tick, what makes them transform, it all boils down to a simple 5-letter sequence I call PEQDC. If you can remember these 5 letters in this exact order and guide your clients through them, you can witness a profound shift in someone in the time it takes to drink a cup of tea. I'm not just going to tell you about it. Later on, I'm going to show you this model in action with some real people I've ever worked with live, so you can see the magic for yourself. This isn't just theory, it's a system born from years of getting results. A streamlined version of a much deeper methodology we teach in our certified coaching program. But this version, you can start using it today. You can even try it on yourself as we go. So, let's break it down. The first step, the P, stands for pattern. We are all creatures of habit, living our lives based on invisible scripts. These patterns are etched into us by our past, our present, and the stories we've told ourselves to make sense of it all. Here's the key thing to remember. What happened in the past is just a fact. It's unchangeable. But our asterisk experience, asterisk of what happened, our interpretation, that can absolutely be changed. We can write a new story. But before we can do any of that, we have to identify the current pattern. We don't need to dig through years of trauma or relive every painful memory. We just need to ask, what S? The pattern that S causing the trouble right now. What is the client ready to let go of? Imagine someone says, I just find it impossible to feel loved. That's the pattern. Our job isn't to play detective and find every single reason why, but to get a sense of where that story began, perhaps somewhere in their past. Someone said I love you, but their actions didn't match their words. Maybe the way they showed love, perhaps through gifts, wasn't the way the client needed to receive it. So, a story was born. This, what love is, and it doesn't feel right to me. Often, these patterns are nothing more than a defense mechanism, a shield we put up to avoid getting hurt again. So, when you're with a client, you're simply trying to understand the event that created a meaning far bigger than the event itself. Let me give you a personal example. Growing up in India, parenting was a bit different back then. It was quite hands-off, and a slap here and there wasn't seen as a big deal. I have this one vivid memory of being at a family gathering. I was messing about with my brother, and in front of my uncle, my mother slapped me just one slap. But in my mind, that single event became an epic tragedy. I spun a whole narrative around it. My mother doesn't love me. If she did, why would she hit me? And why would she do it in public? That story became my truth, and the consequence was massive. If you believe your own mother doesn't love you, how on earth can you believe anyone else will? I fell into this desperate cycle of chasing affection, always hoping someone would finally give me the love I felt I was missing. It was a prison I'd built for myself. That pattern became a defense mechanism. Pre-med I told myself, I'm just not a lovable person, so I shouldn't expect love. I put up walls. I kept people at a distance. I did this for years, until one day I had to face a hard truth. If I keep living like this, I will never, ever experience real love. I couldn't change the past. I couldn't undo the slap, but I realized I could change what happened next. I started asking a different question. If one event could create such a powerful, negative story, couldn't another event create a new, positive one? What if I could consciously create that new event myself? I decided to go searching for counter-evidence. I sat down and forced myself to write out every single memory I had of my mother showing me absolute, unconditional love. And honestly, it was staggering. The same person I had to convince myself I couldn't feel love from had been showering me with it my entire life. She was the first person to believe in me. The one who pushed me onto a stage at a local wedding when I was 7. Because she saw a performer in me. She was the one who cheered me on at every turn, who saw my intelligence and begged me not to waste it. She was the one who would stay up late just to make sure ID had a hot meal before bed. All of these moments, these countless acts of love, were buried and forgotten beneath the weight of that one single slap. I had let one dark memory eclipse a lifetime of light. So, I started to build a new mental picture, a collage of all these positive events, to frame a new story of how deeply I was loved every single day. This brings us to E, which stands for event. You find, or you create, a new event that directly contradicts the old pattern. You gather evidence that proves your old story might have been true from one perspective, but that a new, more empowering story is even truer. This is how you set the stage for Q, which is quantum change. I call it that because it invites you to imagine just how radically different your life could be if you simply chose to believe a different story about yourself. When you find that new event and see your life through that wider lens, you have a light bulb moment. You realize there is so much more to your life than the narrow, negative story you've been clinging to. You can see a different path unfold. Once you see that new reality, you'll have to do D, which is decide. You have to make a conscious, powerful decision. You have to say a resounding yes to this new life, this new you that you've just glimpsed. You have to commit to the new story. But here's the rub, and this is the hardest part. Just because you've made a decision, it doesn't mean life will magically roll out the red carpet for you. The universe will test you. It will throw challenges your way, not to break you, but to prepare you, to forge you into the person who is strong enough to handle this new, expanded reality. For me, even after deciding I was loved, every day required C, which stands for courage. I had to act from a place of courage, because it's in those small, daily moments of choosing the new belief over the old habit that real change is forged. That's the point where your life completely pivots. You have to choose the new story every single day, every single moment. And with every courageous choice, the person you want to become, the love you want to feel, the success you want to achieve, it all becomes more and more real. Now, here's a crucial reminder. As you take these courageous steps, there will be days you feel weak. There will be moments you want to give up. There will be times you actually fail. There will be days when your 100% effort just doesn't feel like enough. And in those moments, you have to give yourself grace. It's called moments of courage for a reason. It's not going to be easy just because you decided. If a pattern has been your default setting for 20, 30, or even 50 years, you can't expect it to vanish in 50 days. But could you give it 50 weeks? I think you could. So, to recap, P is for pattern. Identify it. Understand why it's there. E is for event. Find or create a new event based on wider evidence that tells a better story. Q is for quantum change. Visualize the incredible new reality that this new story makes possible. D is for decide. Commit to this new life with everything you've got. And C is for courage. Take small, brave actions every day. And give yourself grace when you stumble. A few days ago, I was running an event and took a few people through this very model on camera. The recording quality isn't Hollywood level, but you'll get to see this process in real time. We're about to watch 2 case studies of people who experienced an immediate shift right there on stage. You'll see them go through the PEQDC process and witness the change in their energy, their posture, their entire demeanor. I think watching this will be incredibly powerful for you. What you're about to see is 2 people from our seminar coming up live as I take them through this journey. All right, let's welcome our first guest. Could you say hi to everyone? And please, tell us your name. Her name is Carla Marie. So, Carla, what is it you'd like to work on with us today? She explains that she needs to get clients independently. At the moment, she works with large companies, but only through her previous employer. She hasn't managed to land her own clients on her own terms. I asked her if there's a pattern she falls into, a default setting of feeling like she has to partner with someone else to be successful. She confirms, this is exactly it. She originally started her business years ago, then went back to full-time work. then left again last year. She keeps changing her business offer because things aren't moving as fast as she'd like. And because she's so used to being successful, the lack of progress makes her feel like she needs to change tack completely. This is so relatable, isn't it? That feeling of starting, stopping, restarting, always tweaking, never quite getting the momentum. The pattern she has is a reliance on someone else to bring in the work. The truth says, created from this pattern is that her business and her potential are completely limited by someone else's goodwill. She admits that this feels like she never gets to truly decide her own potential. And what's more, she doesn't even really know what that potential is. I asked her how it feels, deep down, to not even know what she's truly capable of. A bit annoying, she says at first, but I can see there's more to it. She knows her background. Her qualifications are top-notch: a degree in IT, with near-perfect grades, a master's in finance with a perfect score, a law degree from a top university. The clients she works with specifically ask for her by name. She always but when it comes to working for herself, something blocks her. She either doesn't charge what she's worth, negotiates against herself, or undervalues her own contribution. She feels she needs someone else's credibility, even though she's the one doing all the heavy lifting. Her business partners don't even check in on her work. They don't care about her potential. They just send her out, collect the big fee, and pay her a fraction of it, so they don't see her potential. And because she's not living it, she can't see it either. I pushed a little. Is it just a bit annoying, or is it frustrating as hell? It's frustrating, she admits, with a laugh that doesn't quite reach her eyes. It's the kind of laugh you do when the other choice is to cry. She confesses that yes, her soul is crying, but she laughs so she doesn't have to show it. I asked her to describe the feeling in her body. She says it's a tension that rises from her stomach right up into her chest, where it just gets stuck. It feels like she's constantly running into a brick wall. People say she's awesome. They demand to work with her, but she still feels completely and utterly stuck. And the reason we're digging into this, Terry Sun, we're making her feel how rubbish this situation is to create that new, powerful event, to make her feel the sting of someone else not seeing the potential she worked so hard for, and more importantly, the pain of not honoring it herself. It hurts, she says quietly. It hurts, and it's frustrating, and I get sad, but I try not to dwell on it. She says she has to put on a brave face because people depend on her, especially her daughter, who looks up to her. She has to smile and pretend she's fine, even when she's not. But does she really think her daughter doesn't know? She knows, Carla admits. She's very intuitive. She's told me I was lying a couple of times. And how does it feel, as a mother, to know your daughter is learning that it is better to hide your feelings than to live your potential? It doesn't feel good. Not at all. So, what's she going to do about it? What would a new story look like? I have to see the capability that my clients see, she says. If I gave myself just half of what I give them, it would make a world of difference. That would mean making decisions that put herself first, asking herself if something is truly the best thing for her, if it aligns with her long-term vision, if it will make her happy. And if not, being willing to walk away. It means treating herself as her #1 client. I asked her if she feels ready, today, to decide that she will serve herself first. She says yes. So what does that look like day to day? For her, it means owning the morning. She has the routine of a billionaire, waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning, ready to go. But then, something happens. Before she knows it, it's 7 o'clock. The house is awake, and her time is no longer her own. So the new commitment is to stick to her plan for those precious early hours, no matter what. And just as importantly, to give herself grace if one day she doesn't manage it. Not to beat herself up, but to ask, okay, what can we do with the rest of the day? But the battle has to be won in the morning, between 3:30 and 6:30. That's the time she has to own. No replying to emails, because that's living on someone else's agenda. It's about honoring her own schedule first. She feels good about this. She feels ready. Now, for our second guest, Iris. She comes up and explains that she has struggled her whole life with the feeling of not being good enough. She's had 15 years of therapy, talking about her past, particularly her relationship with her mother, but never found a real solution. This limiting belief has impacted every choice she's made, leading to a lot of hurt, including a marriage to a narcissist. She's like many people here, wildly successful, academically and professionally, but a self-confessed wreck in her personal life. She's done the work. She tells herself she's confident, but there's still a deep, physical feeling that holds her back. She's 60 years old and has been actively working on this since she was 35. Her current pattern of not being good enough is stopping her from pursuing her dream of becoming a coach, something she's been thinking about for a decade. She's taken the courses, she's done all the homework, like an A student, but she's terrified of putting herself out there, afraid of judgment from friends and a professional network. So, the pattern is, I'm not good enough. Therefore, I fear judgment, rejection, and failure. I asked her a simple question. Have you ever actually defined what good enough is? She hadn't. For her, good enough was looking at examples like me, someone with a long, successful career. But I pointed out the flaw in that logic. You can't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. If her standard is to catch up to my 10 years of experience, she's setting herself up for failure because it's a moving target. The horizon keeps shifting. The best way to live an unfulfilled life is to never define what fulfillment looks like for you. The easiest way to always feel not good enough is to let someone else set the benchmark. First, you can't externalize good enough. Secondly, you have to define it for yourself. So I asked her again, what is your definition of good enough? When will you be good enough? She paused and then said something revealing. She said that when I asked the question, her immediate thought was, that's a dumb question. And why did it feel like a dumb question? Because she realized she's been working for nothing. She's always told herself that where she is where she needs to be. She has the evidence of being good enough. She's just been making excuses. She just hasn't applied that same logic to her coaching ambition. Then she got to the heart of it. The thing that was on the tip of her tongue. The reason she didn't want to define what good enough looks like in the future is because she already is. She almost said it several times. And in that moment, as she processed this, something shifted. I asked her, do you feel, from this conversation, that the question of one day you'll be good enough is the wrong question to be asking? Yes, she whispered, because there's no moment in time that you're not good enough. And with that, the tears started to flow. Not tears of sadness, but of release. A quantum shift was happening right there. Her body was reacting before her mind could catch up. The rational brain, the one that's been listening to the same old story for decades, was in conflict with her body and her soul, which were screaming. Finally, she gets it. Her soul always knew she was good enough. This wasn't new information to her soul. It was a moment to decide. Who was she going to listen to? Her mind, her body, or her soul? She chose her soul. She made the decision, right there, in front of everyone, that she is good enough right now. She wants to reinvent the next 40 years of her life. And so, the courage starts today. It's in how she walks, how she talks, how she operates. The decision is made. Now, it's all about courage. And on those days when she wakes up and the old voice whispers, you're not good enough, she can give herself grace, hold herself, and know that her soul has got her back. It knows the truth. Se is ready. Ready. So, if this PEQDC model has struck a chord with you, if you found it valuable, I invite you to take a deeper dive. If you want to change your own life, or perhaps even make a career out of helping others change theirs, this could be a really important next step. There is a link below this video to some further online training where we explore this framework in much more detail. I highly recommend you check it out. Go on, click the link, and I'll see you around. Your time is coming. Keep believing. Keep fighting. Don't just watch. Go out and prove them wrong. Thank you for being part of the journey. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.